Here we are at Kölle Zoo. This is a store that Chris Lukhaup got his start. Same with Oliver Knott. So you can see their front little display here. Lots of natural light in here. So you're seeing my reflection. But look at all the Discus. This is the thing that greets you when you walk through the door here. We also got albino Leopoldi stingrays in here, a few of those. Lots of Anubias. Kind of an easier escape, but lots of good, healthy looking Discus. You can go upstairs, and that's where all the aquariums are. Over here to the right, you're gonna see a place where you can eat in the cafe. So you could have a seat, order food, and sit next to the koi. And they had this like 25 years ago, so it's not even just like a new thing. This has been, you know, and these are live trees growing, because it's like a greenhouse setting. Yeah, you can see it's the koi price. That one's 6,000, 2,500. So these are also for sale in here if you were buying. Kind of cool to have at a chain store. This is the first one of the chains. Rice fish starting to make their way into Europe, so they've got them on display. Plants. This is their own brand. Aloha is their brand. You know, they're coming from a farm, putting their stickers on them, that kind of stuff. But there's some cool things here. So obviously kind of I don't want to call it a standard fare of fish. We're not going to spend a ton of time looking at stuff that I could look at home, like reticulated hillstream loaches and sunset gouramis. And instead, I want to point out what I think is different. This system here, they're not really using bags except for Discus anymore in plants. But if you're getting fish, you get these reusable containers. They're pretty lightweight. This is an idea that I might do in America for us too. And I think it kind of makes sense. A lot of fish are going to the same aquarium, right? Like a lot of people will buy for one aquarium. They have giant moss balls, so I wonder if they're gonna be available in America again soon. I wonder what this says here. I wonder if it says like they're muscle free or something now. But yeah, there's like the biggest bucket version. So one you can use for water changes and cleaning, but it also makes it easy to take the fish home. So they've got tissue culture plants. This is gonna be something that I wanna do in the new store as we expand. They also have pamphlets on fish. I guess the German government mandates they have to. So you've got like something on scarlet batis and different loaches and that kind of stuff, which is kind of cool. More tissue cultures again. This video is filmed weird because I'm dodging people so I can get you guys a good look. This through here is the nano section. And so you can see, you know, they've got blue shrimp, they've got yellow shrimp, they've got orange reelies, red reelies, orange shrimp, not the reelie version, cherry shrimp, blue velvet or blue jelly. Again, I know I've said this in a billion videos, but how lucky would we be if this was the chain stores in America? Just because it's another notch above what we get. Oh wow, they got the little like bulldog plecos too. We don't see those in America very often. Look at the Discus. These things are massive. And there's a whole Discus section here available for sale. These guys are 279 euros each. But man, like they're big. Like those are like 8-9 inch fish. I'll probably translate this down the road, but you know, you got to buy the containers. You can get styrofoam too. I just think this could be a really good way to make reusable stuff that we're not throwing away bags and yeah, acclimation instructions, everything. It's all good stuff. What's it like, Chris, back in your old stomping grounds?
I feel like home.
Yeah?
I worked here like in the 90s besides university, and always when I come here I feel like I go back and just a little bit changed. The things changed a little bit. Discus is over there. Malawi is just 2 blocks now. It was in the past, it was like 6 when it was, the Malawi has been the real Malawi trend in Tanganyika. But it's nice. I mean, they improved. They have some interesting things here. And especially this system, you have probably shown it already how it works.
I haven't, no.
So what they did, they put a bunch of plants in here with the different types of plants or different species, and then they put numbers. So it makes it easy for the customer to just go, check the plant, go over there and pick it. That makes
sense.
And the names, usually they have the names also like this plant
I see.
somewhere.
So like, oh, okay, this C16, you could come find it in tissue culture or maybe in the actual plant.
Yeah, but probably it's tissue culture. Because here the plant looks different like it looks in the aquarium.
Right. I also love the Eheim tanks that have the different color changing LEDs and everything. I don't know why I like that.
That's very American here.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a beautiful tank. And in this shop also, Oliver Knott worked with me back in the 90s. He worked outside and I worked here. So funny.
How many years did you work here?
I think like 5 or 6 something. When the university stopped, I also stopped working here because I was with my band on tour the planet. So I gave up doing this, but still I can see they use my pictures. Nice.
That's your picture?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's one of my first ones of ever. One of my first pictures ever I took. And now, like 25 years later, I still see it here.
I always like showing off your books are for sale. It
book
makes me jealous. I want to have books for sale. Or
we will have a book soon. Yeah, I don't know if you told it to your audience,
yeah,
but this is the one that I made with Oliver Knott.
I wish they did something where it said like Oliver Knott and Chris Lukhaup worked here 1990. Like I think that's a super
90s.
Yeah, I think that's a super cool story of like people that worked at the store wrote this book.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm always blown away by the quality of like the selection and. This was a really nice store.
What I learned here and what the owner, the guy told me, the aquariums always have to look full. Because when the customer comes, he don't want to pick the last fish. He want to pick a fish that there's many, so I can pick out of many. In the beginning when I started as a student, I was cleaning the tanks. That was my job.
Yeah.
So I know what it means.
I like this. Top 5 algae eaters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Polygera, Meritina polygera, is one of the best algae eaters ever.
I'm still in love with the bucket system. I think that's one of the coolest.
Something new for me too. I have not seen it, but the guy that runs the shop manager, told me that the customers really appreciate it.
Can you tell me from the sign, do you buy the buckets? I want to know if it's like $3 if you don't buy a fish or something.
Yes, it's like, but you get the money back. If you bring it back, you get the money back.
I see.
This one is €3 and the styrofoam box is like 5. But if you come back, they will refund it to you, which is a super great system.
That makes sense. Most people probably keep them because they're useful.
Yeah.
The Discus here are better than like any even mom and pop store I've seen in America.
But these are Stenker Discus.
Yeah.
So they are really good quality. Unfortunately, we heard the news like a couple of days ago that Stenker will give up the business.
He's selling it to someone else.
He's starting to sell them from September on. He will sell them out.
Yeah. Look at all the wood with plants that you can just buy ready to go, up to $25 or 25 euros. They've got the suction cup thing. I don't know if I like this yet because I see too many of them fall off long term. Like this one's gonna fall sooner than that one. But yep, lots of foods, lots of all that obviously. What's crazy is Eheim, being a German company, 40 euros for the feeder. In America it's 22. Amazon has really ruined the markets, and that's why you see Eheim basically pull out. It's a weird scenario. It's not that we all want to pay more or don't want to pay more. It's just if it's not profitable for a company to be there anymore, they just don't. Man, that's a good display with all the, like the orange Australachilles. The light changing color to orange too. All these crypts. This is an easy tank. I like it. I always like to see what makes it over and what doesn't make it over. So like, Aquaclear's made it. Cheap too, 25. What is this thing? Oh, UV. I've never seen the Eheim UVs before. They have this deal where you fill up a basket, you save 10%. That's kind of a good, I think that's a good thing also they got going. Good marketing idea. But lots of different tubings, and where was the brine shrimp? Oh yeah, the brine shrimp hatchery was this little one, the hobby one. It's not bad with the sieves. So you go upstairs, and you've got this display, which is pretty cool. All the rainbows too, clown loaches. And a lot of the things you can buy food. So like for €1, you can buy food and feed these guys. You kind of get a look down at, and if we keep going up, there's cats. But then on the right hand side, you can see some different, saltwater scapes, freshwater scapes. But there is a tank that I really think is cool here. And that's this one, this line right here. You get some of the benefits of rimless. but with the all-in-one. So like here's the light. See how it kind of does that? It still has a glass top. I think that's a smart idea. I have no idea. Filtration looks a little, maybe not so good. But I think this would be a good step. If I get a chance, maybe I would engineer something like this and launch it in America, because I think it's a good hybrid between the two. You don't have the wicked evaporation, you still have the rimless, built-in light, built-in filtration, LED lights for days from every manufacturer. Here's where they have PVC parts, bulkheads, you can buy the glue, all that if you're kind of a nerd with a fish room. Oase lights haven't made it over, Eheim lights never made it over. The Fluval Flex made it over here, which I thought was interesting, because not many Fluval products have made it. But yeah, in general, I just feel like you have so much more options at the average store, and I can see why, at least this German market, they shop less online than they are in store, because you can see and touch everything. You see that woman down there has got the bucket. She either intends to buy fish or just bought some fish. Kölle Zoo, the first one, pretty fun experience. Look at this. So this piece of wood right here, it fits like a 6-foot aquarium. It's big. Like this is, I put my hand on it big. Like it's fairly big. Yeah, it's got a big price tag of 400 bucks, but they've got a couple cool big pieces. That one's even longer. So if you're, like, it's really hard to find big show pieces of wood. They've got a bunch over there too, big, tall pieces. They're not messing around. And Europe in general loves aquatics. And I think America, we love aquatics too. We just don't have this yet. Maybe we're 10 years behind. I don't know. Maybe we're too spread out. Yeah, this is the box. You fill this box up, save 10%. You know, if you're gonna buy a canister filter, throw that bad boy in there, throw some foods, throw some other stuff. That's Kölle Zoo. Check out this store right here, because we were checking out everything in Europe. Super cool. Don't miss it.